this side here. These where our cups go inside here, so we just drop sleeves of cups over there. On the back side, which you can't see unless you get right over to this side, and don't worry about it, these where our stir sticks reside. And we just, they come in sleeves, we just drop them in. And we can set the machine to only drop in stir sticks if they add sugar, or we can have it turned off, or we can put stir sticks every time. The way that you see this machine running right now is how we have set it up. And this is just, we think that this is a great way, a benchmark way to actually set them up. We're actually going to give you the 15 most popular documented structures of how operators across North America actually set these machines up. And we'll kind of go over that here in a few moments here. Slide this. So we're going to get onto this side here. Everything here, basically, we don't have to take these canisters out of the machine. Everything has lids here, so we can just pour all of our product in. On the far side here, right now we have it set up for decaffeinated coffee. Most operators won't use decaf. I don't myself. I'm an area operator, by the way, here in the Toronto market. I don't provide decaf coffee out of these machines for the very simple reason it's not overly popular. To give you an idea of how big the decaf market is, Starbucks, their overall sales when it comes to coffee related beverages, 10% is decaf. It's very small, and a lot of decaf drinkers start drinking decaf towards the later part of the day or into the evenings. So I'll put an Irish cream in here, or a chai latte, very, very popular, Swiss mocha, hazelnut, because I can, to be blunt with you, I can make more money with it that way. That's the whole reason why I got into business anyways. I just want people to push the button and get the beverage that they want. This is the milk. It goes in a freeze-dried format. This is 100% dairy milk. This is not coffee mate. This is not a cappuccino topper either. When people get a cappuccino or latte, they expect real milk, and that's what this is. It actually only has one ingredient on it, and it's milk, and that's it. Here's our coffee beans. I'll come back to that. Leads down to a little bit more of an explanation. Our French vanilla over here. Next one over there is our hot chocolate, and on the far end we have our sugar. And so I highly suggest that you please put white granulated sugar inside of the machine. The only reason why you put white granulated sugar inside the machine is because it happens to be the most popular when people have a coffee sweetener. I do supply all of the sugar substitutes like Sweet and Low and Splenda, Equal, and also Stevia. I also put some extra sugar packets on the side just in case people want to dress up the coffee the way that they want. I always want to have my customers get into the machine. When they leave with their coffee, they're getting exactly what they want. Very simply, I want them to come back to the machine multiple times a day and also every day. So again, when we're talking about recipes with the machine, we're talking about the 15 most documented pricing and settings. All of my personal machines have slightly different recipes on board. I actually do blind surveys with my clients. In Canada, we have to because we're all very, very nice to people, right? But meanwhile, it's like, geez, I really don't like it. So I actually have 2 mochachinos on my machines. One's very chocolatey, one's very coffee flavored, and that's what I found, that I'm talking to a bigger cross section of the audience that's actually in the workplace. Now, when this machine grinds the coffee, it will actually start dumping all the coffee down into this device here. That's the dozer. That's actually its true name. It's actually a measuring device is really what it is. We can actually set these machines anywhere between 6 grams to 9 grams worth of coffee. Most operators do not touch it from its factory setting, neither do I. They're set at 7 grams. It's an optimum number for us, which is great because these machines make coffee very, very efficiently. They don't need a lot of coffee to actually do a really good cup of coffee out of it. And if you did the math, there's 64 cups of coffee per pound of beans, so to kind of give you an idea. So once this has got 7 grams into it, it'll actually tell the grinder to stop grinding. I'm good to go. We're going to hear a little bit of clicking noises. What it's doing is it's opening up, and it's going to dispense our waste coffee, our real coffee, into here, and that's our brew group, and that's the heart and soul of this machine. It has has 8 different patents on it. It's very simple in what it does, however, is when the coffee goes in there, it's hard to see it, but you can see part of the mechanism actually moves over, and it compresses the coffee grounds between 2 stainless steel coffee filters. That compression, if you're familiar with making coffee, it's called tamping is what it is, and then water is pressurized through it, and that extracts the fine oils of the coffee bean. Once it's completed that, it's actually going to open itself up, and then the waste ground coffee will actually go down here, and in this case, because we're on the cabinet, it's going to fall down below. If I was not on the cabinet, I was on the countertop, there's actually a customized box, and this is a removable plate actually that slides partially back into the machine, and that's actually where the coffee grounds will be kept. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab a few cups out of here. Grab them. I'm going to make a coffee with the door open. Very hard to get these out. So I'm going to get a little bit more. I need a minimum of 2. There we go. So I'm not touching that one because somebody's going to get a mochaccino roll. Stick that there. This cup here actually has to go in front of the cup sensor. These machines know whether there's a cup there or not. And because this machine actually thinks that the door is wide open, and actually when I stick this key in here, it'll allow me to actually make coffees with the door open itself. So when I pop this in here, then I'll be able to make a cup of coffee. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mochaccino. It's like a cappuccino, a little hot chocolate. A lot of you may have had this at the show. It's actually the most popular beverage that these machines actually dispense. It's like a cappuccino with a little hot chocolate. When I hit the mochaccino button, the first thing that you're going to hear this machine do is going to start grinding the coffee. Now please be aware that this machine is going to be a little bit louder right now than what you experience at the show. The doors are wide open at this point. When it's getting ready to make the shot of espresso, before the milk is going to go in, then followed by our shot of espresso and a little bit of hot chocolate to finish the job. So let's hit our mochaccino button here. Go through and play-by-play, mochaccino, there we go, back, mochaccino. Anyway, you can hear the machine grinding the coffee, okay? We'll make a couple of clicking noises here in a second. We'll be exactly 7 grams worth of coffee in there. Right away, the milk is already starting. You'll notice that the milk is starting and stopping, starting and stopping. This is pulsating. This actually creates the foaming action. I can set that to where I have a stir stick that stands straight up in this glass if I wish to do that. Shot of espresso now going in the glass, and if this was actually being made in a clear glass, you would actually start seeing it level itself out. If anyone's ever seen a Guinness being poured, it looks like that. There goes our hot chocolate. The waste ground coffee will be dispensed down there, where it goes, and you'll see clear water right at the end. That's stage number 1 of the cleaning feature. These machines self-clean themselves. Anybody would like a mochaccino? First hand wins, there you go. I had way too many of these on the weekend. Ridiculous. I think I drank more coffee this past weekend than I've ever done, but you work in a coffee booth for 8 hours, so you see how you do, right? So let's go down below here and we'll show you where the, what did I do with that key? There it is. I'm going to put it somewhere. I'm going to go down below. Sorry, this is probably when you get old, you can't see anything anymore. Now, these are where they all end up going, and they end up looking like little miniature hockey pucks. And if anybody's a hockey fan here in Toronto, we're always hopeful, right? We'll see what happens. This is just a typical kitchen garbage bag, right? Just take this, toss in the garbage, line it with a fresh one, you're good to go. It's not always true. A lot of people will actually ask you for these. If you're into gardening, these are absolutely fantastic for composting. You may not even want to give them away. You can make money with this. One of our area operators actually researched the used coffee market. There's a used coffee market. They found 12 different industries that buy these things. One of the industries that does buy them is actually the makeup industry. They actually use it as an exfoliant. So you can make money with this. If you make a lot of money with this, I don't want to know. I don't want to know how much money I'm throwing in the garbage over the years. So we'll toss that back in here. Now we're going to go down below here. Move this out of the way. There's our water down there. This is the container that does come with it. Normally what I do when I come to a show and demonstrate this machine, I actually take that out of the machine, throw it in the back, and I get the big blue water containers. You know those ones that fit up on water coolers? Yeah, these machines are designed for that to go in there. Now I can go on a tank system here. All I need is a 110 voltage outlet, any standard outlet, I'm good to go. But I can also run this as a direct water hookup, and I'll explain that in a second. First, we need to talk about the quality of water. Water is the 8th ingredient, and it's an extremely important ingredient. The better the tasting in the water, right, the better tasting the coffee is going to be. Anybody who makes coffee professionally, like Starbucks, Tim Hortons, Timothy Second Cup, McDonald's, we actually all filter the city water. Number one ingredient that we try to get out of the city water is actually chlorine. Chlorine makes the water safe, but it makes coffee taste not so good. So we actually want to get rid of that. And if anybody makes their coffee at home with tap water, get some spring water, give me a call tomorrow. You're going to have a way, thank me, because you're going to have a better coffee experience for sure. Direct water hookup. I hook up all my machines to direct water. I find it makes the business that much easier. Most operators also do this. It is considered a do-it-yourself job. In fact, Lowe's and Home Depot can actually train you on how to do it. If you've ever hooked up a refrigerator to make ice cubes or put a humidifier on your furnace, it's actually the same thing. We don't even turn the water up. If you're uncomfortable with doing that, okay, don't do it. Okay, hire a handyman to hook up the machine. Let's go on to the biggest expense you could possibly do to actually hook up one of these machines, and that's called a fully licensed plumber right here in the city of Toronto. Okay, they'll be there for only 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, they will hook up the machine. They will charge you about $100 and $150. Plumbers, by the way, love these calls. It's like, yeah, it's just very